wode afutuo ama ban se wonhwe ekwa obefa so na obetimi aboa ama mfididwuma ahodo ya atrape ewo maimuro obetimi apagya ne nyina ede amayene
Hebusia yadobeko ensanfofro emo na adehyanom so ede atoba mpani enim se wonhwe na galamsey state of emergency won declare bi ewo oman ganem
Saudi emrasebedwani ede atodwa ya wo kire se obamfo bi ya wo moka se ukọ vetting committee so a wo makwan emadom kuma no enkasa no wo se no kure bi asa enim
Yedobeko gomua wasa ohenia ohodomo ede afutuo aho ede ama koda wo mokotwo bisi nsohwe se wo mo awie yidie enubone wo mo entwe wo mo ho emfiri ho
na sahemfo afutuo ya ena akonwe adontehene eso atufo ya wo kire se nkoda ya esese wo mko school na wo manko ebegya kutu garamsey no wo ebe kire wo ba no ebeboka
Hanishimama and somewhere ebi ekawe ho ena enyume ye desmo se Paramount News Great Commission TV so ubetimi akọ Facebook na wahwe ye ewo honom a Great Commission TV GH YouTube nso ye twagu live ewo honom Play Store App Store app ne da honom a ubetimi ahwe bi aseda enconfirma ena guard medicated toothpaste go same travel and tour Hola Savior Herbal Center
enyuma ko bi ekawe ho ena nwumre wo madoma kan ye ho ya yadin semi eba besum akenkafo menu omahene kofi asempa mene
na nekwia acheba acha ebusua yentwa ye hotiawa na yenkomra yeba ensemo no nchemu akasa ye de besmu yeba sisia so na yemu akwaba fe ni die kwanso jebreda tie kase no enchemu ankasa yedo efrase dia na yedo ekọ asye wo mo ehwe homasua ho ensam so a orumonyafo hayo na Idrisu ena eda ano ene woni mpanifo edi enhyiemu ewo abekọ wo mo dwendwe oman Ghana empo ye homasua no ensem bia ekoso wo honom kwan ye ombefa so wo betimi ahwe na wo mo aboban ewo ehonom na ne kasemo ene wodi tu dwa kire mu se ye free afi yase ya bosme makomako ensia eni no Ghana ban abomoden a sika twetwere die eye 600 million Ghana cedis ene watimi ede akwakoma school ahodo se wo mo hwe eye free SHS no wo mo enuane ho ensam no wo mo enfa mo ho bra na no na wo kire mu se kame ye se sika no ye de akode na nso no enuama wo se ye de eye no ebi no akwakoye boachi bidim enti se ye me ne wo ekasa yi de wabomodi ade atodwa se wo mayi empanifo wo kire mu se internal audit wo mo enye na wo mo ensanso emomodin a enuama enuane ahodo wo mo edekọ esan fru eye free SHS no enti no wo mo hwe hunu ni se aduane no eye papa eye kroji ankode wo mo di a yare bia emfofa emre wo mo eno ne nsam ebia ene wodi tudwa wo kire mu se sese yi nso aban no abone homodin bia se adehya no mu bia wo mo kwakoje entete ewo nto asosuku anasesu apon akodo no emu eye no free stress na wode eba ye no won han nani enkansam de enkoda ebro eye 129,054 ena sese no aban no watimi afa wo mo a wo bo wo mo ho ka yen konkwoti onmonyafo hayo na Idrisu nsem bia ene wode tudwa
promises was also to implement a no academic fee policy for all first-year students in public tertiary institutions, universities, and colleges. A total of 129,054 students have accessed the no fee stress application portal as close of day 17 June, with 107,429 completing the application and some 21,621 at various stages of completion. 22,592 applications have been validated for disbursement. 114 public tertiary institutions out of 168 institutions have submitted total enrollment data for 212 students. Students under the age of 18 who by law cannot open a bank account have not been registered. So that's something we need to look at and then see what we can do. No fee stress application portal have now been updated to allow students under the age of 18 to complete the application by providing their details. And then the president is expected to launch the no fee stress policy on the 4th of July 2025, but that's subject to the president's availability and convenience. But what is important for the student is making the money available to them. The president also promised to introduce the free tertiary education for persons with disability. I engaged with the leadership for the Federation of Disabled Persons, and we are gathering their data. A total of 7,844,000 have been captured under the 2025 budget to provide full fee coverage to all first-year students with disabilities in tertiary institutions. And as soon as the data is validated, we will proceed to make that available. There is a committee chaired by Honorable Clement Apak, Deputy Minister, and Humaji, who is also the leader of the Federation of Persons with Disability, who would make their recommendations available to us. No sanitary pad be procured from outside Ghana, and that all of it be produced and manufactured locally. So we are encouraging a number of local Ghanaian entities to set up in the north, the middle belt, western and central region, and we'll open up in the procurement process in the future in order that would ensure that we do that. Indeed, the Honorable Minister for Interior, the Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, has made a proposal to the ministry that government may even consider a partnership to set up a sanitary pad production unit in the prisons to make use of the labor of prisons to produce it as it pertains in other parts of the world. With Director General and Free Senior High School, from December till yesterday, we have sent the money directly for them to do the procurement. We've so far 500 to 600 million have been released to them. At least I know 203 million, 208 million, another 100 million released to them. But we are not satisfied with the quantity and the quality of food. That is why we are re-engaging and we are repositioning to share in doing it. We are still at the consultative level, and where appropriate to reverse it, we'll reverse it. One of the major achievements of President Mahama has been operationalizing the National Research Fund. We promise we've honored. There's a National Research Fund in operation. The board have been inaugurated, a chief executive appointed, and they will soon be asking for papers. In fact, the GET Fund has made an allocation of almost 5 million, let me say, it's 50 million Ghana cedis. Promises was also to implement a no academic fee policy for all first-year students in public tertiary institutions, universities, and colleges. A total of 129,054 students have accessed a no fee stress application.
And I'm so ama openi bako ya epa no se yeni kua yo ho edwadi pa openi bako da mu yi papa Professor Roger Canton ekopie mu ho ya wakasa wase no wo kire se wo hwe mfididwuma ahodo ye wo man mu a obesere adase aban yi momoden sɛ wobɛtumi apagya saa nnwuma yi nyinaa san sɛ yɛwɔ nnwuma no bebree na ɛwɔ man mu a sɛsi a yɛkasa yi saa nnwuma yi nyinaa ɛda hɔ kwa ya obia ɛnyɛ adwuma ɛwɔ mu wɔde commander sugar factory ɛyɛ mfanto ho ya na wɔkyerɛ sɛ wohwɛ saa trimpɔ yi abandada etwa mu ɛde bae sɛ one district one factory ɛna nka saa dwumati etimi kɔ n'anim epagya mfididwuma nyinaa ɛka bɛboa amene ɔman Ghana yɛtumi akɔ yɛn mu yie papa nto ɔsrada sɛ ebetumi a aban ɛnkeka ne ho na saa mfididwuma nyinaa wɔn san pagya na enyina na so biem pa
where mechanization is just a small minute is there a part, well, a key part anyway, but it's not. So let us get these things right. And Nkrumah did it and it failed. They brought some funny tractors from Czechoslovakia, Z50 and others, Russia and others. Some came with snow plows. What are snow plows doing in Ghana? They brought all those things and we accepted them. It has metamorphosed throughout and every now and then. You know, Kufuor came, they came in, and Honorable Professor Mills and all that, they came in. And when these things even came, they fell into wrong hands. Very big people, religious leaders, chiefs, politicians, people who have power, pick these things. Over 80% have been sent to Burkina and Niger and others. I am not speculating, I know what I'm talking about. I live in Boku for 40, 30 years, so I know what I'm talking about. They got them out. Go and find out now, where are they? And like I said, Ghana has more tractors sitting on stones in the north and Jura. If we can get spare parts and fix them, very quality tractors, Messi Ferguson, MF, the best tractor you can find. The other in Tamale, you go, it's galore. The whole place, if they push you are falling on old tractors. Go to Jura, go to Sankore, all those places. Why not then fix those ones and put them into a pool? So mechanization, Honorable, will really, really help us. Women up north still are there bending down. Look their waist. What children? Why? Establishment of fertilizer manufacturing company to significantly lower prices, timely availability, right type of fertilizer and formulations and resources abound in Ghana for that. Any country that discovers oil and processes oil, urea is a byproduct. You get products like what? Liquid ammonia and liquid carbon dioxide. Subject them to higher temperatures and higher elevated pressure. And after that, you rotate it with higher temperatures. Then they cool. You get urea. As simple as that. It's not rocket science. Common sense. And now we have, is it Ghana oil, is it the oil facility? Ghana oil, Tor, Tema oil, exactly. And this was done by Nkrumah in the 60s, when we didn't have oil. And he will import oil, crude here, process, and lower prices. So we should have even been, well, how did we lose out that? And now we have oil. You go Jubilee oil and other, even I'm not told any place in the north, I'm told geological have got what? Oil, savannah and other, huge quantities. So why not process that and then we can put up an oil fertilizer factory? Honorable, we are nice, I mean, we have good relations with the Moroccans, the Royal Republic of Morocco. I saw Honorable Ablakwa talking of some collaborations in that. And Morocco can help us with that. I'm told there were discussions to set up one around Takrady area there. I think if we do that, that will really help us. Because when Russia invaded Ukraine, as where mechanization is just a small, minute, is there a part, well, a key part anyway, but it's not. So let us get these things right. And Nkrumah did it, and it failed. They brought some funny tractors from Czechoslovakia, Z50 and others, Russia and others. Some came with snow plows. What are snow plows doing in Ghana? They brought all those things, and we accepted them. It has metamorphosed throughout and every now and then. You know, Kufuor came, they came in, and Honorable Professor Mills and all that, they came in. And when these things even came, they fell into wrong hands. Very big people, religious leaders, chiefs, politicians, people who have power, pick these things. Over 80% have been sent to Burkina and Niger and others. I am not speculating, I know what I'm talking about. I live in Boku for 40, 30 years, so I know what I'm talking about. They got them out. Go and find out now, where are they? And like I said, Ghana has more tractors sitting on stones in the north and Ejura. If we can get spare parts and fix them, very quality tractors, Messi Ferguson, MF, the best tractor you can find. The other in Tamale, you go, it's galore. The whole place, if they push you are falling on old tractors. Go to Ejura, go to San Corridor, all those places. Why not then fix those ones and put them into a pool? So mechanization, honorable, will really, really help us. Women up north still are there bending down. Look their waist. What children? Why? Establishment of fertilizer manufacturing company to significantly lower prices, timely availability, right type of fertilizer and formulations and resources abound in Ghana for that. Any country that discovers oil and processes oil, urea is a byproduct.
Hewusia yenko ensem foforo emu na yenhwe honom so ensem bia enwumrei eba yeda so a ewo ehomosua ene emu ensem emu na enche ye bia ena empanifo ede betu dwasese yi ede adehede mu ebia wo mo nyame aye wo madom na wo mo afantetie mu na emposuapon ahodo wo mo awie na ewo se wo mo kokoye wo mo national service no ya bomodin a ebie portal ene wo ankasa betimi ede details be fa honom ne ya hwe ehunu ni se ampa wonso betimi akwakoye service yi ebi na yenyina ye hwe ne mu senko obi abetimi efraste na wakwakoye na no na okọ eye ministry edema youth development and empowerment womo ede ababetu dwase se yi ede womo suspend no e chance womo hwe afeyi mfitiase na yeko eye national service authority ene katasehye ne dwurimu bia ekoso ewo honom na enam so ema enkofo 81,855 ghost names a epie ye ewo eye bra eye attorney general wo bomodin a woko ekoye ne hwehwemu na chese sankofo wenyina no womo enye national service nenso no aban no etua womo ka no enti no wakiremu sesese womo asan atwen asensen womo ehwe animu ase wombeye nneoma ede nneoma egu akwanmu ansana womo asan ebie enti wo bia wo kwakoye national service na empo no wo hwe animu se enka aban ne bemu akwanya no womo ekiremu sesese yidie womo atwen asensan enkrata yi womo ekiremu se Afrigana Mompany ne office ena eba yese se yi the central management system na womo ede efa enkofo eba ne national service no womo assign atum ya suspend no enti ute hono ma na wonso wawen waso ene aban ne sign bia na intemptuously wasan akọ register se de be ya ebetimi aboa esanse wo kiremu a cha ghost name si ya eba ye ekatwutwuri die pa ena ede ba ye esanse sika womo etime eboboa no kra ewa bekwa womo gigi free nkofo bi hodomo no eye 548 million Ghana cedis ni nyina mu no na chese ampani ampa se de attorney general ora akrotinga ayini wode ne nsam eba abonten no saa ena etie enti animani mu yi die portal no womo assign suspend na wontimi nkonkoye national service eba ye de ne yesi schools bi wo hodomo womo register ye enti no womo ena entimi nkonkoye na so se yi die empanifo ede krata babonten a womo ekiremu se obia eni ho akwanya esanse womo guso womo eye sansemu emu hwehwemu echensunsanso bia no womo de beba abonten etofo a yenso Great Commission TV ye de beba besomo ewo Paramount News eso
Abisayentu aso na yenkopiemu ewo Ghana emrasebeja fie na wo mrasebeja fie no basunkuo ya womo wo ho a se ekobase mampani abu bidin se wonkohwe dibre bia womo ene betrase na womatoto nipa no ano na eno aye vetting committee na wo committee yimu eno manfo dodo na kasa se wo na nsan se de esi kwaso na kame aye se dom kuma emu enkrofo ye wo committee yusu ye mo kwanpo ema ensemo mpese wo mu bisa no wo matimi abisa na namso ama Ronyamfo Roxon Nelson da fiamakpo waye mrasebadwani edima wo manfo ye wo South yi abato mpeso ano so wo kasa kire se nokura bia sa eni sa nsem bisan se wo hwe akonya ya wo mode ama domkuma we kura no a edoso bebiri pa wo mo makonya abrani nyina mo mutumi ekasa bisan nsem ahodo a wo mpe bia se wo hwe abadada etwa mu ekwan ya wo mode domkuma efa so wo vetting committee ase no a enye no bi kura na yehunu yi enu ti se obi gyina baabi na wakasa nsɛm ne sɛ edom kuma ye wo ho se wo vetting committee so no ye mo makwanya ma ontumi emisa nsɛm wo pa sa nsɛm yi no kura bi asa enim
to Article 144(3) of the Constitution. It says, justices of the Court of Appeal and of the High Court and chairman of regional tribunals shall be appointed by the President acting on the advice of the Judicial Council. Now, in the case of the Supreme Court judges, it has this to say. Now, a person shall not be qualified for appointment as a justice of the Supreme Court unless he is of high moral character and proven integrity and is of no less than 15 years standing as a lawyer. Article 1284. Now, if you look at the procedure for appointing a Supreme Court judge, the same standards are applicable for a Superior Court judge. Save that in the case of the Supreme Court judge, Parliament must give a pro-approval. Bafo has been talking about improvement. I was hoping that he would have said that the standards that were applied in the past were no longer applicable, and so there should be improvement. Or he wants an improvement on the present procedure in terms of ABCD. He didn't add anything. The procedure is that when the nominees are forwarded to Parliament, we cause to be published a notice inviting memos and petitions or whatever it is that any person may have against any of the nominees. It was complied with. We only received one petition against Justice Akabuaku. Now, when he makes the point that the questions that Muntaka used to ask is no longer, the same questions are not extended to the chief whip on the minority side, I disagree. I disagree because he's given the opportunity. It is he who has decided not to utilize it. So nobody limits him. In respect of the ranking member, you all attest to the fact that the Honorable Afenyo Marking is on record to have asked questions in excess of 4 hours. 4 hours. This matter is a topical matter among the people in the media, in the public, among the public. So to suggest that the latitude given to former minority leaders to ask questions is no longer available to the minority leader or minority members on the committee is absolutely falsehood.
Okay.
In fact, we are being accused of being overindulgent in terms of the latitude granted to the minority leader. But be as it is, if you are vetting a judge who is 66 years old, who has already served as a judge for 37 years, what are you going to ask? Well, really, unless you have evidence of some wrongdoing. Otherwise, then it is absolutely needless.
All right.
Because the man is serving at a level that is only a step below where he's supposed to go.
Right.
And I disagree with him when he says that the elevation to the Supreme Court from the Court of Appeal is not a promotion. It is. I will only agree with him if the person were coming from practice. That one, I agree that that's an appointment. The Supreme Court used appointment in context because it provides procedure for appointing people who are already on the Superior Court bench to be elevated once from the High Court to the Court of Appeal and to the Supreme Court, or straight from the High Court to the Supreme Court. That is why we, in practice, in the law, we call it elevation.
Brother Fiama Paul, I don't know what Chiremu and Yadia Yesi Obia Eho Equine Yenko and Safufro Emo 2024 Emo Ena Ghana additional ebi Ekuahodwa one more tier ebi Ekaho Esore Yese said ye Galam say one more a day say Yensu Yesa say ye Kwaya Hodwo ene ye Numa Bino a buying out now what so a bind dada and another Dankwa Kufa the one share na in state of emergency wɔn declare bi ɛne obi ɛkɔ no mokora na Ghana timamune ebetimi agina so atimi akache ne se hono no enye bea ya obetimi akwakotu galamsey na no ene yekokoto aba yetu no efe ade so mampani eba yenso wo bone homodin bia se galamsey yebetimi akon na yetu ase eramso ama ene Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey wo mo ayensemtwefo ehyiemu esanse 2024 na wo mo eka ho ebi wo mo dia todwa ekire mu se galamsey no ne kone de no a na aban no wo kono nanso no ebraso sese de wakwakwa koduro kura no eye state of emergency no wotimi edeclare bi Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe wono na eye convener edema ekue wose se de galamsey no wotenkran ha no mo de wo hunu se ekoso enti no okọ enkurase ene de keka ho na obehunu wono ne de otimi bo aporo hunu ni se galamsey no edaso ewo hodom se de dane de yina posifo kora bebo amane ene tax force ahodro ya kire nkofo no na chese enkofo bi da so hyehye ye kwaye ni mu a wo mo etu efomagudi wo mo nam koti kwan so enti aban no mo ne ho modern pa se state of emergency no be declare bi wono ehu ni se no beka ho dia ene galamsey ne kono ebeyefo ede amaban ene empo Ghana for
areas. We are not saying state of emergency in the entire country. If you read the constitution, it talks about declaration of state of emergency in parts of the country, and that's what we're talking about. The recent near fatal attack on Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisu following an illegal mining raid at Bui Sobenso, as reported widely in the media on June 5th, 2025, by Amtax, is not an isolated incident. It is a symptom of the lawless epidemic within the mining zones. Gun-wielding gangs now operate with terrifying boldness, and if this government does not act decisively, no one is safe. This justifies our long-standing demand for a state of emergency in critical mining zones, enforced by military presence, drone surveillance, asset freezes, to propose just a few strategies. Illegal mining areas, in our estimation, appear to be a training ground for mercenaries that threaten the national security and stability of our democracy. So a state of emergency would empower the security forces to nip this emerging national security threat in the bud. If this is not done urgently, the repercussions will be dire. Anything could have happened to Dr. Hannah Bisu, the journalists who were there that day. And to think, as to quote her, that that machination was perpetuated by the police command, we ask that that police commander be interdicted and investigated and punished. And when these punishments are done, the police should not just hide them under their police. They should let everybody know, so that the police would know that if they do wrong, they also would be punished. Number 5, prosecute politically exposed persons engaged in illegal mining. We commend our plea and are pleased with government's move to arrest the director of Akonta Mining Limited, Mr. Bernard Enchibu-Esako, after the coalition's press release, which you, the media, published widely. It is crucial to complete this process by arresting and prosecuting all directors of Akonta Mining Limited. When the media coalition against Galamsey did the check, there are 2 directors of that company. They are the same beneficial owners as well. So those 2 directors should not only be arrested, but prosecution should happen. We have, however, observed and condemned resoundingly the alarming pattern of some officials from the ruling NDC being involved in illegal mining. After the unresolved case of Honorable Oscar Labi, MP for our win, we have a petition with His Excellency the President that he has acknowledged receipt of. New reports implicate the NDC constituency chairpersons in Axim and Dunkwao of being deeply involved in Galamsey operations. This hypocrisy is unacceptable. while the NDC leadership under His Excellency the President publicly condemned illegal mining, the Honorable Minister of Lands and Natural Resources and IGP have demonstrated positive actions to deal with the scourge of Galamsey. However, some of their local officials allegedly profit from it. We demand, 1, that immediate investigations into the case of Honorable Oscar Labi, MP for Awen, and the chiefs that have accused him that he has counter-accused. And these 2 chairpersons of Axim, constituency chairpersons of Axim, and
so that yenko ensem
by the police and national.
Enu awuko eto mamu yenka bi ensimu ena kane so afọ ya wo hwe wo man enwumasua soro nyamfo wo sai ya wadutwum ebeka kire Ghana fo se de waye kradro ese MPP amanyokoi ebie krata mu ede to wo se wo bia wo pese ohim franka adema amanyoko no wafe empino ene aduru no watwemu wo befa krata no mpre ne yento no so aba waye kradro se wo bekọ akọpribi na asemi eba abonte wo manfo etwene sere ne abasa ekasafa ho se onyamfo yi empo wasafata na nam so ama peni kwanchefo yi a wono ene da district roads improvement program etwanetia efre drip ano onyamfo ni Lante Vanderpool wakasa de afa ho ya wo kire se wohwe onyamfo yi ne dwumadi a obedi ye ewo manmu efa ngomasua ho a eno nko a entimi ma na konya se obetimi abaye mampani ewo omanwe mu enunti etimpo ya wafa se wo ba be pre franka e de ama MPP amnyuko no wonwe hu bi mpa sanse wohwe ngomasua so ya obedi so ebe to niema no a se eniema ahodo a obeye ye no eno nko antimi nini ho adanse se wo mra mepre na wohim franka mfama MPP amnyuko no enunti se wo pene sa wonsan enwe hu mienu pa.
Knowledgeable people who because of the performance of their party or the status of their party now, it doesn't make them get that voice and that opportunity, that platform to be able to air their views as much as they would have wished for. So I think that it is good that the MPP is reorganizing. But then I also think that, contrary to what we've all seen, the sort of character and structure we've seen political parties do things in the country, I think the way they want to go, I wouldn't say it's out of the ordinary. And I think that's why someone like Ejakun has referred it to building a roof before the foundation. Because a political party that has suffered such a humiliating defeat would want to first try and organize the grassroots and restore some sort of confidence and hope in the grassroots. And in that, it's also a measure of leadership from the grassroots level to the top. So when we suffered humiliating defeat in the year 2000, what we did was to have a reorganization committee at the National Reorganization Committee, and then at the various regional and constituency level, we had a say to reorganize the party. And that is why our performance in 2004 was better than 2000, and subsequently in 2008 we won the elections because we started a process and built. A political party, when you suffer a defeat like this, let me be frank with you, the basic level is where you try to do things right. So when you reform at the basic level, it restores confidence. And then that confidence builds up to the national level. You don't look at the national level, the apex, and still have the problems at the basic. So I will want the MPP free consultancy to listen to the voices of the people who thought that the party would rather consider how to revive the party from the local level. Look at the way they elect their executives at the polling station level, right, to the regional and the national level, and look at all those things. And then when you have done that, then you create a sort of level playing field, because all these people will get involved in the reorganization at the level. All those people who have expressed interest will get involved. So everybody becomes part and parcel of the rebuilding. In that situation, when you now create the platform for people to aspire, nobody will feel that the structure as it is has been built to favor one person or create an enabling environment for another. So I will want them to look at it, as my brother just said, that they'll be going to council. I think these are the issues I will be expecting them to put across to see whether they can reconsider, because I seriously would wish that, but I've also heard some people that all this is a strategic move for the current executives to perpetuate themselves in their positions.
Right.
Because the fear is that the annoyance and the dissatisfaction at the grassroots level, if they should put up themselves for Congress today, there's a likelihood that they'll be kicked out.
Right.
You know, knowledgeable people who, because of the performance of their party.
I hope any Vanda Poi, I don't know what Rebuse Raya or say Educhum, Yentime, and Yinan Homosiani, Jumo Bay, young Quaso, na yen to a bar and Fabman, and Tienke Beya, one side encore, and Merabium. Who bet me ako Facebook, now I share ye Great Commission TVGH. Like and a comment, ebe can be a day a ma ocean so a ebetime a boa papa. Yanko and some fufro emo. Na yanko copy more a war a year and 50 mantum. And Rayada. June Bosomene da etosu do and watch and a BC so when you know one more etro every year and yet your betcha Arabic and French you know one more than about never year one more share anymore. Share and penny for betimia market now a chance to so more dear brother one more. Now and to a so sukui one more etime a could and I'm so empty ama and neya menewo eka say or hene edema gomwa wasa eye nana kwa akon ansa wotoso enum one sanko for ye one more a one in so ehia me chenko da kwacho BEC nsɔhwɛ yi ehia ye ɛna wɔde ato wɔ manimu sɛ ensɔhwɛ ne de wɔ matwero ɛkyensunsuanso nyina so ɛbɛba na sɛ nsɔhwɛ yi ɛkyensunsuanso ɛmra na wadane obi a wontimi ɛnkɔnkɔhwɛ wade sua so a na gye sɛ nsɔhwɛ na akɔtwero ye no ɛmfaso bɛmpa ɛna ɛba so ne nyina ɛne sɛ wɔde afutuo ɛma wɔ mo wase nega na mebuno titiri no eye emema enubone ena wo mode wo ho ahyemu enti wo matwo BEC ye wie ema wo ho emfa wo ho enkobo adamfo bone bia na ene ye nkɔ hanom wo kyena na wo nam ha ene red na wo twibi blue na wo fa bi yellow nyina na wo makeka bom na afedie wo nam wo ma ye se ban ayentimi empo no wo no wase wo nya sa nneoma wo nyina na wo entena se awofo soma wo nkɔ na empo no wo ye adwuma so wo nsie bi se de beya wo resource ne eba bonte a wo betimi akofri SHS ebidache wo benyi abeye empanimpa.
That period where transition period. That's that transition period we want in here. Either so be ye and obey say ejina ha. Enti mesre omu kofie no menye omu so omu wie school. Enye school bia no omu wie first cycle. Afi no mbeko second cycle. No mako tertiary. Enti omu hu say this is just the beginning. Kese na wo animu. Enti obi anko bre ne ho ase. Nanka ebeye mpo a wa woni so be secondary school no na minim so omu nyina so be secondary school. Start suade who namfofo ko school ni bi giomo books na start sua se na be ya obedru form 1 no SHS no na wonim ne akwa koshia dada
nimde oye good obotum wode mobile phone ai bibi bet won fensua de na momo mfa nkoye agudi se wodudem stage na se yentumi an control wo ye a oye zin papa pamon osande nhye bi wo mu oye ina onye hona wope nemum oye ina desire bi bebodo nti obotum waye na mebebre na obi mo ka gyan social media no wo so aso bi ana wo so ho kwate kwa na wode na mebi asema ye ka chewan de demadi na wo kwa wonhwe
that period where transition period. That's that transition period we want in here.
Ewo ahinsam ye emu na akronwe na enei wo masi adontenhene akronwe ewo bosomefre ho mansi mu ewo asante mantem emu na abra wo moso anana etu pada egunu so ede ne kotre batri na wode nsanchofo ebo nkomo no wo kire se ni kurom eye akronwe de ade ba ko a ete na koma pa ya wode a wonna wo ho ene emayiwa ne mamu anketo ese to mu ko school na nso wo ma je school ho na wo makọ etu galamse yibi ene wo kire se wono waba betena so ese adontenhini emra wode igu akwan mu ne se wo bibia ya wo ya bofra na yebeso mu se wan ko school na wakọ etu galamse no ye kire wo a wo maame anani pa wo hwe wo no yebebo ne ka Ghana cedi apem ene ahanum 1500 afi won so so a saa asase ne ye wo dia na wahwe ama akoda ketwa saa etu afumaguti ye mfam na kwan so wo honom no wo so yebebo ka bi Ghana NCD no empem bienu 2000 Ghana cedis ubetua ede ama nananom se de beye na wo metumi ade asiesie kru wo ye weyi se de beye na mofra hodo e wakronwe ene ne mpotre mu no betumi akọ school na dan koma bia no epinifo eni ho a wo so aba betu mu sisimu no ma behwe kiri ama nema nyina akoyie papa
ko school dia ni kwaso program sase etimi be de nema begugu na ko ya chi akola se usa na ko school na program sase a edu ka koma ban ni wa wofo na be twa de aje ofise eno na sai man nema bebie etimi ya basan so se be se ma be me ni me nkofo ebetu anamon sa akola wanya yetieza na akola wa ss square rese ko kwanem galam sase forum tabo dua pa etiyensu abaye fa koni asebi aso ye be fa so a duabo no yebetu ase nti se obodua enchance packet be nan odwan scatter to ye yese de be ya obia modua okurum bi pre de adihade bebre ni hia titi wajanan bia ye ni bi okurum ye pipes ye wa ni na ansha danye itimimi be mebe se ebenya danya ajana be be mi ye kureso ye pipe wa ye wo wa anya papa etupe itimi be mebe se ebenya be bia ye beje anyan ye nya be bia ye be nsu se nsuo ni nipa nkwa nsuo ni nipa hoode ko school dia ni kwa so program sase itimi be de nema begugu na ko ye chi akola se usa na ko school na program sase a edu ka koma ban
Absango so ya wo hwe Paramount News ewo Great Commission TV so ma yenyina akronwe adontehene ensemi so na yentwa homra sese e ba ye do beko amahodo so ensem emu
Anuanom ne adofo mede nkyira sonko mo bi biara samre ohwe me e wakasamfoni so medin e de nana otafrija owusu ageman mene kwankyerefo a meda tam heba center ano ene adwumaku a ye de tam heba mesha ye de abadwama so ana afi tam heba mesha ene ne capsules so ye de aba na ne mesha ase free ye tam heba mesha ene ne capsules no no kwasem se ye beka se ye duru foforo esanse ye de duru ba ye enhye da enche bebre nanso adanse bebre na nkrofo edi e de fa ho patcho ene ne da utie me anas wo hwe me de a meka sa manu besi no minim so bebo awura drasto heba so pharmacy shop bia no akwakope tam heba mesha tam heba mesha anasa ne capsules no bi wakwakope bi ato we say dwuma be kura na saa eduro we edie no kwasan say broni kan bi say for general well-being ye kan general well-being aye se nipa efre wonase ekopem witrinwi ana efre witi kopem wonase no eboa ama nipadua no etimi fa no ntoma pa efra esan se bibi woni padua me fa no white blood cells ene red blood cells na no kwasan say eno na eboa madane da yare ebon ya akutia saa yarewa no na nipa bia immune system no ewo form no bu yare bia bebe bia no na ebia no to won se de bia na be ka se wasem ha ade be chen was say ade che was yare we aba me so bia kameo yare we manya bi sa nipa na e kire se na pomuden no entimi ncp entimi ensita ne center time herbal center ya transe na kofa tam herbal mesha anasa the capsules e de aba na wono no ma ya ade a ebetuma boa ama watumi ade ho ba wapa me pa cho we ye be ma na se wutie me na kwasem se bia na no ba bia kodi hyiamu efiri okoro bo nsensu fita na efiri be mam na eba obu abo say free 3 days corona insuro na asesa kala obo safe na cent abam obo safe na bemum na eye ne ya afi wodwo so abo nse na wadwene ne se me pacho ebra wono no maduro no ebo ama ho abrasa ne red brasas na fa ntuma pa efra no na eyi sa wo ha we so e de free ho e de amaw me pacho bema wutie me enkonko gina ba bi na mfe wo senko hyewiram na enyo so wa mra woti yaw kese e wo bemam wono no tam haba mesha anasa ne capsules na ayade a ebetumi aboa say na the capsules so etie na no kwasem se hyade kama obu ha na duro no je sa oto nsuo na ade anom capsules no me pa twoye de wo no ma wode obanom capsules no kwa wode nsuo na benom nsuo no so na abeto a nsuo no kwa na obenom esanse ne nyina no eye adwuma e baako na no kwasem se wo no maduro na etimi bo papa sa na we oba so na me pa twoye wo hweme a bo made na no tam haba mesha anasa ne capsules no bi esan se eboa siesie ahemfie eboa ma oba wetimi ye oba sema meninsa me ma me nua ma me ka de mohode a me pa akere san se mpanifo so banyansa ne yebunu be na yenkana sam to yo ba na pese wa ware esode a na wo de saa ye tam echicha ba mesha ana se de capsules no na de aye waduru na ebeboa amane ma atimi akoyi e de amawo no kwase so bu ano wa akora bi obo so kodware nsu ma fi ho abon se moja na efiri ne ba mamu na eba obu ane de ode akọ hospital no numra hodo bebre entimi emwa no ono no tam echicha ba mesha ana se de capsules ya ebeboa yi saa ha we nyina e de efiri ho e de amawo adanse bebre na enkrofo di fedre ho me pacho wo de wo tie me abomaden bowra drasto herbal shop bi e ben wo bia no wo kwa wo so petam herbal mesha anasa the capsules your number is 0244 417 669 0244 417 669 sanso go screen ase obotimi afre na sembise wo bia no wonso watumi abusayen me pacho anu akire no ye dry de ba adwa so a ene ba bia atu se eye time herbal mesha ene ofa ba bia no obi e kata me ba mesha time ba mesha mu secret ene sen de dada meta kan se mini secret bia na mu ene madwuma pa ye yinti no ena ma aduro ne da so a ejina ne na so me pacho ye ade malaria fever na e ha wo wanumato untumi ni din dane dana honam eye wo ya okoto kete so a untumi na waduro eye time herbal mesha eduro ne ye aduro a wonom ebeboa mo otuma didi ebeboa mo otuma numsuom na yare ebu okwampa betre fidie so no na yade ana manka na nsu usu aduro na ekọ sanse yankopon ene se yare yare se firi yankopon eso de adua time herbal mesha mu me na ota firi ja se bowra drasto herbal shop former show bia okwa menka se meto aduro bia keke okwa so pe time herbal mesha TIME ayade wonya bia betumi abo papa ama wonso watumi ado ho wona se yehwe ho na ma edwa ho obabu abo bosom yensa bosom yenu na sebsem no hunu mogya ni obo okra wonim se yade asebsem afuro na wafa na so baka hospital be na mogya mo hwehwemu no na malaria parasite ene woni nipaduam na akofa saa o hawe ede abre no ono no time herbal mesha ne bia beboa ayi saa o hawe nyina ede afiri ho yeko hospital health centers a doctor fo bedi ho adanse se yade ekumuni papa malaria fever nanso ye kan sia no binim sa agro bi na yedi sanse perifo so wirekoto sakum enya manse hu nanso na yasemi hia dane dasma metaka kasa bibiri ense yade aduro ense yade dodo akonwa no bakofo entra so ne senti wo de bomade koto tam herbal mesha ana tam herbal mesha ne capsules ne bi na eyusu na yade betu aboa na dane dansoro de aseda pc de mama tam herbal center me do bi biara sesem nya aso na munya adaje na mohwe me nyame adoma dasane ebesan ahia midin na na otafrija owusu ageman makramo.
Ewusia yensan so na yemu akwaba emra kase yi eso yede nsam no ekọ obi man so ensam emu na Iran mano emu na yekọ akogina beye na fu akakra yi ede womo ene Israel de ntokwa de womo de abo ani papa womo ekubi enam so enti womo mbehwere womo enkwa de womo ahwere womo nkwa womo so a womo edwa na afiri ho no so epebebi ede womo ti akwakote enam so enti ama US mampeni eye mampeni Donald Trump na wotwe mu na wode esoma yekoma womo se no baabi aduro no eye entokwa no womo nhwe emfamra na wieye se de beya enkwa a womo esenwapade ahodo no wom betimi aso ano na womo aboho ban eno enam so enti ma wo kire mu se womo agyae dia na ene wono so ewo se wo hwe no wotimi eboa Iranfo ma womo eko entokwa yi enam so ama enne eye Iran supreme womo leader ewo hono mo akasa eye owura Ayatollah Ali Khamenei wakasa en wodi atodwa no wo kire mu se Mampeni Donald Trump entokwa na womo kono emfa de ho baabi a ena empo Israel fo na babeka womo sanse womo ti womo baabi o ena womo de ba ye se womo wakode enti womo betese womo so ba ye ena ye kire womo se ye wo bema ena ye wo bema enti no enya de wo mbeja ne na wo mbeja chena enti se mampeni Donald Trump wo nim na obomodin ase wo beboa Iran fo ama wo masore tie wo mode a anase Israel fo ama ya sore tie wo mode a ene wo mo so aye krado wo mo ne no beboa sie ni papa se wo no gina ho no mo na ne kakra no wasore wo simitumi nie ene mo nkonko kase no wo mo se wonka na no ntum wo ho no ba bi otibia no wanye kom esanse ntokwa ne mfa ne ho na se wo pese wo de ne ho baji mudi a ene wo mo so aye krado wo be kire ne se wo mo wakode papa kade ye de kode ebi ewo Iran wo mo ntina ho no mo ema mampani wo ntina ne mamu emehye mra emfa ma wo mo se wo mo njai entokwa no wo be kwa kosi se Israel fo no wo be wiewie wo mo pasa enti wora ali se mampani Donald Trump enye US fo ena ye ne wo mo eko enti wonhwe na wontina ne mamu wanye kom enye sadia entokwa no wo be dia Israel fo na wo mo atiesim ewo US abrochi mamu se mampani ne se obetimi age Israel fo dia na ne obetimi age ne mai eno ene kokobo a Iran wo mo ede ama mampani Donald Trump
abusenko wie kase no ewo anigide ensemu na sinetwa ya sese wonoko na woye kwantrefo ewo sinetwa adwumanim na wokyerese wohwe Ghana sini adwuma yeye etitrewu enwombo ena afi movies ahodo no ya ekoso wo man mu na ekwan ya ye faso na ye mmoho dawuro dodo ewo man mu no ejina so titiri pa eti ena asese nitwa no yentumi enkoye ne mu yi pa ewo man mu na wode alata Nigeria de eye mfanto ho ya na wo kyerese se wo kwan ya Nigeria fo faso disika ehye wo mudiem na obobo ho dawuro na timamufo nso esomu no a ekyerese ampa wo ma ye krado se wo betumi akoma ni mu osiditwa mu na wo hwe kwan ya wo faso na wo boaboa wo ho sini ba ekwan faso a woto sini no ahohare so a wei ema Nigeria sini no ekora ni mu yi papa no ti wo srada se wo man mu ebra so se ye nso ye de no ye som na ye pagya ema ekora ni mu empo obi a ye sini ewo man mu no na ye twetwe sini no wo se enye kora e wo se ye som yi papa na yetumi ema so ema ekora ni mu se de be ya wiase ama na man nyina o my Ghana ye nso ye sini ahodo a yetwa no ebetumi apiem ewa amahodo so na fe ye ka wo man ya ne sinitwa etumi ekọ anim yi papa o my Ghana yenso yebetumi akọ anim yi papa ewo sinitwa emu ma yenyina ensami so na adwumre yi kase de besom no yemfa nyina esi de aseda ema hola Sevia Heba Center na Roma enu ahobo nyina ede na bam enuti yade bia ye tete wo no uduani ekirim ho behwe na watu ase ede amaw go sem travel and tour ese brae na wo mo no ekwantu sem nyina etumi enye wano emfa ema bia na wo pe passport anase wo pe birth certificate nyina da go sem beto no boase na waye ne kamasa ede amaw enagad eya posen anwumre yi wo koda na bomodin pebi na efatwuse ebeboa wo ama se achinami ayeden ebeposen so ama se afita kama enwumako yi enafe afoforo bi adahoro mo boaye eme be somo kasebo ekwa so asedan bi enko emma new steve ni nyina da afi MCR camera obi aboa aye na famu de nsami ebe somo adwere anuanu mienu omahene kofi asempa enimedin mene
na nekwia atreba acha ebusu ya de besi ha no musi o chena ebo no so anase no si na wasan e de ato ha no mo ahwe bi mo mo ne hwa adechi akrabo Kofi Ademo, always one more last days are dangerous.
At long last.
Ponjira Onyameba ene masaba unchen bi mo Great Commission TV so. Na we amba ye die enya asori enya akwantusem. What Eden Hills Residential Services? Onte da mamenchiro umwe. Eden Hills Residential Services dwumakuo bi a